What's going on, Thompson'S Kennels? I don't really do too much talking videos like that no more. It's just one of them things that I don't like making videos about the same shit over and over again, or running my mouth about the same shit over and over again. But yeah, I got my voice. Here we go. I just want to say appreciate everybody who's purchased dogs, who's buying dogs, interested in dogs from me. It's been a long time, a lot of work and effort I put into my program, a lot of, respecting the progress and the process of what I'm doing and how I'm going about doing it, because I'm going about it the right way. I just want to say thank you to all my customers, or even the people who haven't purchased dogs, just inquiring and saw what they liked, and it may not financially been able to work out for them, but thank you as well. I kind of wanted to take a step back and just reflect on certain things. I have so many people asking me to make videos about certain topics. It's kind of hard for me to get time because I run a couple of different businesses. Dogs are not my main source of income. They don't pay my bills. They don't do any of that. This is a hobby, a lifestyle, something that I like to do. But I do heating and air for a living. I work a regular job. I manage a complex. It's a lot of things that I got my hands in, but this is something where I come to find my peace at. And the minute that I would feel like this is a job, or I have to work this like a job, then it's not fun anymore to me. So I keep it on the realm of, this is where I escape. This is where I go to find my peace and solitude with my dogs and my animals. But I just wanted to say that part up first, and I'm gonna try and catch some of the other things that people wanted to talk about. Let's start it like this. Setups is nice. Setups are great. Cage, chain, whatever you do, setups are great. But the first aspect of this thing is the dogs in general. The dogs speak for themselves. Not your setup, because people can remember when I didn't have half the stuff that I had on my yard now. The setup, the cages and all that stuff, and the chain setups, that don't make Thompson'S Kennels. The dogs is what makes Thompson'S Kennels. That's what I'm known for. My dogs. I'm not known for nothing else. And where a lot of people are going wrong is they're concerned about everything else except the actual product itself. The animals that you're producing. It becomes a contest about who has this fancy or this outside building that does this and that and all of that. That's neither here nor there. It's about the dogs, man. And when you put the dogs first, and you trust the process of breeding, and you trust the process of keeping these dogs and raising these dogs and putting these dogs in situations where you see these dogs fully mature, and then you know where to make your next move. That's the process. I had one question: why am I breeding my blood so tight all of a sudden? I'm breeding my blood tight because I'm setting up the foundation for an outcross with my blood, with the heavy red boy Jocko termite blood. But before I would go ahead and cross out, my blood has to be tight. So whatever I'm crossing out to isn't overtaking what I'm doing. I'm using the attributes of the other line. So that's predicated on breeding tight and then crossing out. We got too many people out here who want to pretend to be dogmen and pretend to be master breeders, but they're not putting the productions on the ground to call that. And it's influencing other people in a negative way, because if you're going to put yourself in a position to teach somebody something, you got to go about it the right way in general. That's partly what happened with the bully community. I believe that movement started out very positive at first, and then the minute it got influenced for money, everything went to hell. So I represent the American Pit Bull Terrier community. These videos weren't initially intended to be for anybody else. It was supposed to be for a community of people who felt like their breed was being taken advantage of and raped, and I keep using that word, by people who don't know what they're doing, people mislabeling their dogs, people promoting dogs under a name. I'm always a straightforward kind of person. There's no pit bull umbrella. I don't believe that. That's just my personal belief. There is no umbrella that these dogs are categorized under. It is specific breeds. If you have a bully, it is a bully. If you have an American Pit Bull Terrier, it's an American Pit Bull Terrier. If it's an American Staffordshire Terrier, it's an American Staffordshire Terrier. If it's a Bull Terrier, it's a Bull Terrier. If it's an American Bulldog, it's an American Bulldog. It's not an umbrella, because none of these dogs favor each other. None of these dogs have the same traits and tendencies. All of these are entirely different breeds. So when we voice our opinions and things on videos, we got to take into account what we're actually saying. Because I know a Staffordshire Terrier doesn't look like a game-bred American Pit Bull Terrier. They look nothing alike. They are not. Their temperament is not alike. Their physicality is not alike. One is a bigger dog. I mean, we out here listening to a lot of people, but people need to be solid on what they talking about. If I take 10 to 15 generations of dogs and I breed these dogs and I selectively breed these dogs for certain traits and tendencies, you can't say it's the same thing. If I take a dog and breed it for show quality and I don't care about temperament and I'm just breeding for actual looks, what a judge in a ring is going to condone as this is the greatest bred. Mailman, cut it out. But if I'm picking these dogs for looks and I'm not accounting for any of the physical attributes or the prey drive or the gameness, and I'm just looking for pure physicality, it eventually will become another breed of dog. Why? Because I've bred out all of the traits and tendencies that came from the game dog. I'm promoting a cosmetic breed. A breed of dog that's going to be solely based off of looks and appearance. That's what a Staffordshire Terrier is. They have an entirely different temperament than a game-bred American Pit Bull Terrier. Staffordshire Terriers are show dogs. And secondly, behind being show dogs, a lot of them are getting into home protection and things. And I'm going to bring this back to the conversation that I just said earlier. Now, if I'm breeding home protection traits and qualities into a breed of dog, genetically, that's going to start showing up in the layout of the puppies. The dogs will be in their genetic code to be more prone to people biting or having interactions with people that are aggressive, because it's an aggressive breed that I've created because I've selectively bred these traits into these dogs. And that's what people aren't really talking about, is what these fucking breeds of dogs are being used out here in the public for. Now, American Pit Bull Terrier has never been a human aggressive breed. If it was human aggressive, they put it down. I don't want to sound Brent. I know all the tree huggers are going to say, but if you are breeding dogs and you turned out with a man biter, you put the dog down. Why? Because that's not the breed. That's not what the reflection of the breed is, to be a people biting dog. They are protective over their family. But for the most part, you can walk up and steal one of these dogs off the chain, out the cage. It's not in their heart to attack people. It has to almost be to make an American Pit Bull Terrier people aggressive. It's a astonishing amount of work to make that dog human aggressive. An astonishing amount of work and time to make one of these dogs people aggressive. It's not in their genetic makeup to be people aggressive. Now, you got the bully community out there. A lot of people in the bully community don't really like me. I don't really give a fuck, because years ago I was the one who was really putting them on blast for a lot of the fuckery that they was doing. Not acknowledging, hey, that's not what you have. That's not what you're selling. You hijacked a part of a dog's name, American Pit Bull Terrier, stole it and tried to remix it. So a lot of them are upset, and the real ones respect me for where I stand at. Shout outs to all of the bully breeders that's trying to clean up what's going on their side of the fence. You know what I mean? Because they got a lot of work to do, and they putting the work in to correct what happened to their breed. Because what happened to their breed, I couldn't stand for happening to the American Pit Bull Terrier. That's why a lot of these guys, DD, Dark Dynasty, Kennel, all these people out here slapping Pit Bull, they get put on blast because that's not what you have. That's a cross. You're misleading the public. That's false advertisement. You're selling something and telling somebody it's something that it's not. Okay? A lot of these people get put on blast with me. Why? Because just be honest about what you're selling. That ain't nothing about your integrity as a man, or that's just good business. And that's how I grew up. All about good business. If it don't equal good business, I don't want no part of it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not out here. I don't have to be politically correct. I said this years ago. I don't really like making these videos, but everybody wants me to make a video once in a blue moon just to speak on certain topics, so I'll reach out. You know, I'm not a fucking salesman. I'm not out here saying, hey, buy my dogs, or coming on here every week showing videos of puppies and peddling puppies, because people respect what I do and they respect the work that I put in. So the dogs sell themselves. I let the dogs speak for themselves. I don't have to come on here and do that. And God put me in a position to be that way because I trusted the process and what I was doing. And that's my advice to a lot of people coming up and are interested in dogs. Trust the process. There is no shortcuts in this. It ain't no days off. I keep telling y'all, Ferris Bueller. It ain't a joke. Shit's real. It's no shortcuts. And everybody wants a get-rich-quick scheme. I can do this and make a bunch of money. I told you years ago in these videos, you will never make the money back that you put into these dogs if you really are into these dogs. And this is real shit. The most you can do is break even or get a little bit over even. And that's just not if you slapping people's heads off, charging $5,000 and $10,000 a dog. My dogs aren't cheap, but they're not. And I refuse to sell my animals cheap. I sell them at a set limit that I feel is a fair price for today's working man. If you can't afford to purchase a dog, 9 times out of 10, you're not in a position to take care of a dog. And that's the second part of this. The homes in which these dogs are going to. People, if you breed dogs, put these dogs in situations where they can be successful. Stop thinking about the quick buck and the dumb motherfucker standing in front of you who don't know nothing about nothing, because that's how you end up ruining your reputation. A lot of good people bred good dogs, but they just put some of these dogs in people's hands that had no business having them. Why? Because you let money. Money is the root of all evil, people. I use money because we live in a society where you have to have money to survive. Other than that, it's not something that I value or treasure. If I could pay my bills, take care of what I got to take care of with my family, have my stuff for my animals, I'm a very content person. Always been a content person. You know, I don't want to make this a huge business or nothing. I did some breedings for a future outcross that I'm getting ready to do, which is my next plan in my breeding program. But that was just some food for thought as far as selling dogs. And if you're getting into this, you got to have a good foundation around you. And that's what I always stressed. Having faith in what you're doing. I know guys who go through several dogs, going through dogs. At some point, you got to have faith in what you're doing. And I said it years ago, and I'll say it again to you. There's nothing with these dogs that come quick, fast, and easy. Everything takes years and years to do with this dog, with this breeding dogs program, however you want to phrase it. It's years involved into this. I've got years of my life involved into this, putting these animals together and trusting the process. So that's my info to you, because I'm not gonna get up here and preach to y'all every other day or tell y'all something. I keep it real and 100 because I speak from the heart. I ain't gonna sit here and bullshit you. I mean, it's just real talk. Like I said, shout outs to the American Pit Bull Terrier community. I see us coming back with a force. I said it years ago. This is a movement. We been here. The American Pit Bull Terrier community, we been here. Always been here. Before all of the fads and all that, we was always here. I mean, we not going nowhere. Y'all can sit there and do whatever y'all or make this breed up and call it this. The true American Pit Bull Terrier ain't going no fucking where. It will always be here. Point blank, period. It's America's breed. That's why I sit back and laugh when people talk about a bully or this is more of a refined pit bull and it's more fits our society. I laugh my ass off about that shit. like bro, y'all got some a long path ahead of you before you could ever sit down and talk about what's more refined version of a pit bull or what's more fitting for our society. Y'all got to work on consistency before y'all say any fucking thing about anything. Let's get 50 years of consistency out of your breed of dog before we could ever get up here and talk about what's more refined or what's more fitting for society. Because last time I checked, y'all got a long way to go. And that ain't taking shots, that's just speaking real. Appreciate the heritage of a breed that's been America's breed for God knows how long. The nanny dog, as it was called, because it protected the family, it protected livestock, it did everything that the owner needed it to do. That's what the breed was established to be. All right, before we got into just fighting dogs and all kind of shit that occurred throughout history, this was a breed of dog that came over here on a boat that served a purpose, and it still serves a purpose today. American Pit Bull Terriers are great family dogs. They thrive in one dog households. That's what that breed, that's the situations that they thrive in. So the animal aggression, the prey drive, that's going to be there. But for a normal pet owner who has a one dog household situation, is a great pet. It always was. It wasn't on the news for attacking people. That shit didn't occur until people started breeding Staffordshire Terriers and crossing them with bull mastiffs and all other kind of breeds of dogs. That's when all that people biting shit occurred, that cur shit. That's when that happened. Let's be real about this. There's a reason why bullies kind of take towards home protection, because that's some of the blood that's in them that responds to that. That's what it is. Pit Bull Terriers don't just naturally take to being home protection dogs. Most of the time, they'll pump fake you. They'll bark, but there's not going to be no drive behind attacking the human. Most people are just intimidated by the way the dog looks. But it's not in they just soul just to go at you and take a person down. It's not. It doesn't work like that with this breed. But like I said, it's been a great several years of being on YouTube and promoting the breed in a positive light, because we got a lot of young kids who don't know any better and they showing things in a negative light. Show something in a positive light. That's why I promote my dogs the way I promote my dogs, and I put my dogs in situations for them to thrive. Because this is just deeper than Thompson'S Kennels, because it's not just me with these dogs. I've put these dogs in situations with other kennels, and they're breeding and promoting the dogs. That's how you keep a stability and you keep a good name and a good reputation out there. And that's just what I'm about right now. So, like I said, y'all don't really get these kind of videos from me too often, but hey, I had put one together for y'all real quick, just to keep it real and 100, man. And like I said, man, shout outs to everybody that's trying to better their breed and not destroy it. But focus on what you got to do with your breed first, because the American Pit Bull Terrier is something that's here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. It'll never go nowhere. It was here way too long. It's done too much for this country and this culture. What everybody's fadding on now is coming from this. So let's just have respect for other people's breeds. That's truly breeds. Let's keep it 100. some of this shit ain't a breed. It's what people been cooking up. So, like I said, another informative video from Thompson'S Kennels. Y'all have a blessed day.